up in this bitch.
What's up, y'all? This is Deck Life. I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
I'm Lisa, and I don't even know what I'm gonna say in this situation. How about that?
All right, so I wanna have a discussion because it every year we go through this.
Oh my God.
Mother's Day versus Father's Day. And it always seemed as Mother's Day is this huge event, special moment in time, special moment in life. Restaurants are sold out. There's so many things there to do on Mother's Day. Mother's Day, get the flowers. Oh man, you see the interesting thing I always notice is on Mother's Day, every other corner, there's these bootleg flower shops set up that you can drive up and grab some roses and take it to mom. This Sunday coming up, you won't find one of those shits on the damn corner for Father's Day. Yo,
jumped all in, didn't he, Lee? When I say he did one of these numbers right here. He did that running start at the ledge and just went, woo! Here we go.
But why has this always been a thing? Mother's Day versus Father's Day. Why are they not equal? Talk to me.
Because you always got your mama. You can always call her your mama and count on your phone. Like mama's mama.
So
Let's get it off.
Oh, okay. All right. Come on now.
I guess they just considered the fathers the deadbeat dads back in the day, you know.
Oh, Lord,
unfortunately, they got a bad rap. I ain't saying that about my father.
So wait. So there's no deadbeat mothers? That's what you're telling me? So
you give mother more leeway because they brought you into this world to give you life.
So, wait a minute. What did a father do? A father?
No, they don't.
No.
They don't count on the father as much as they depend on the mother.
Really?
I believe so.
Oh, Jesus.
Based on what? Where does this belief come from?
I don't know. It's just something we just had.
She said, I don't know.
You know I love you.
How many father songs? Name a father song.
I want to dance with my father.
That's it.
Yes.
Dance with my father.
One of my favorite songs.
I love
Papa
that song.
was a Rolling Stone.
You see, look what it said. Papa was a Rolling.
Yo, we always get it bad. No. I did that on purpose because
I know.
Because we always get, for some reason, and society, and I'm not talking about individual us. I'm talking about society as a whole.
Yeah.
Father's Day will never get the praise that mothers get, and I just don't understand why.
It's gotten better though. It has gotten better though.
And what's better? Because last year I didn't see any better, and it's 2023 now. So
they have the cookouts and the barbecues for the fathers. They always do that for the fathers. There you go.
But those are one-offs. Come on, okay.
And get the ties.
All right. Let me ask the question right now. How many restaurants is going to be sold out Sunday because of Father's Day?
Not a one. Because y'all barbecuing.
Just 30 days ago, every restaurant was damn near sold out. You had to have reservations, the whole 9 yards. People making plans. It doesn't change a thing. But why is it that fathers do not get the praise like mothers do? Let's have at it. Mother's Day versus Father's Day.
Mothers are more nurturers. They're nurturers.
And fathers aren't? Children. Where did that come from? Since when fathers aren't? Since when?
They just, to me, men aren't as
oh, here we go with that universal term again. You don't go with just men.
I disagree with that. I have brothers who are, in my personal opinion, I have brothers who are more nurturing because of how they were raised. And that's just my reality. I can't speak for anybody else's. But I know for a fact that my brothers, because of how they were raised by their father, are very much so nurturers to their sons as well as to their daughters.
I have men around me that are nurturers to their grandchildren, to their godchildren, to their nieces. It's see, again, the whole context is universally men are on a lower scale. For some reason, fathers are put on a lower scale. Even, listen, I actually used to say this. If they had Dad's Day instead of Father's Day, I think Dad's Day will be a bigger day because there's more dads than there are fathers.
Okay.
All right.
I haven't had the opportunity to step into this because I really wanted to hear what y'all had to say first. Because we've had very rousing conversations tonight about what qualifies men and males, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're talking about fathers versus dads.
Mm-hmm.
And what is my favorite word? You two know my favorite word. You hear me say it all the time. Indoctrination.
Indoctrination.
Oh, my God. Okay.
No, think about no. We come from a patriarchal society, not by choice, but by standard, by setup.
Mm-hmm.
And the maternal piece of our society does get revered more because, as Leisha pointed out, we have always been put forth as the nurturers, women, mothers, nurses. We're the doctor, we're the chauffeur, we're the counselor, we're the
cooks.
chief cook and bottle washer. We're the go-to person because that was our roles in the home years ago. The father was out of the home. The father was not in the home because the mother was home with the children. So therefore, that became the white people's call to say, hey, I'm not working, but I'm contributing. I need my recognition. So Mother's Day is a part of the indoctrination of what the family's supposed to look like. And it's supposed to be that the mother is revered because she makes the sacrifice to stay at home and the father sacrifices to go out into the work world. However, unfortunately, comma and exclamation point, our society has bastardized that, because if I see one woman on Father's Day said I'm the mother and the father, I'm blocking you for 30 days.
Why?
Because
you just the mother.
No,
what you're supposed to
no.
What I mean is
because listen, I am not just a father.
Finished speaking. I was trying to finish my thought. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
When I see those people to me, the people that I know, I'm not speaking about the people that are just out there in social media world. Y'all have your own opinions and thoughts. Some of them I know personally. Right? And if you're going to be a bitter Betty, be a bitter Betty privately. Don't do that to your child's father publicly when your child, that father is a part of that child's life. You're broken up, fine. The two of you don't need to be together for that kid to still want to have that father in their life. It's not fair to the children because you're projecting, that's the word I want. You're projecting that because he's not with you, he's not being a father. That's not fair. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about strangers. People say what they want to say. I don't care about that. But when I see some sisters sitting here, oh, I'm the mother and father, and I do this and I do that, you're being mad because he's not with you. That's not always the case.
But in some cases, women are playing both roles.
Absolutely.
And let me say this clearly. In a split household, all according to what the dynamic is, the father might get the child on the weekends. There's 5 other days that the child is with the mother. And in those 5 days, she might be in that dynamic of playing both roles. And there's nothing wrong with a male or a female owning that they take part in both roles. We as a people got to get out of this box of saying, oh, you can only be a mother to celebrate Mother's Day. You can only be a father to celebrate Father's Day. Because let me say it, for those men that are putting in the nurturing, because for whatever reason, you might have where your child's mother is no longer here. Right. And yes, you're playing both roles.
Fathers don't do that. We don't see fathers going on Mother's Day talking about they're the mother and
but listen,
father.
But
yes, this guy did it and he got clowns for saying
listen, but you know what? and that's the problem, because I do it. Listen, I have no problem with it because I've played the mother role. Anybody that want to clown that, let me tell you something. I am proud of that, because that means that I have a nurturing heart for my children from a mother's perspective.
You're not doing it from a bitter place. That's
of course not.
saying.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
I got that. only thing I'm saying is that for those that are doing it because of the dynamic of the role that they have to play, you do have some women that has to play both roles. And yes, give them, listen, it doesn't take nothing away from me at all. If a woman says, "Oh, I'm celebrating Father's Day," have at it. If that's what you have earned, that your kids can give you a Father's Day card if you want to. I ain't it's no skin off of me. But what I'm saying is this though, we should have equality in this both days because there's so important roles in a child's life.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with that point at all.
And not only children, but yes, in the village.
Yeah.
Just to have the motherly role, because a lot of times as an aunt, as a sister,
absolutely,
as a grandmother, you play such a motherly role to those around you that look up to you. That is very important. Give you your flowers. But then at the same time on Father's Day, it should be equal. But for just like you said, society doesn't tell us that. Because society looks down and as we keep hearing what the narrative is, you don't have enough fathers, and that, you know, there's the positive part about it is lacking when it comes to Father's Day. And to me, that's sad, because that should not still be the case now. Because yes, I know what in the past, we should have moved away from that in 2023, 24, 25. We should be moving away from that dynamic when we see the many men that are being fathers to not only their child, but children around them.
Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm disagreeing with is bitter Bettys, and that's who I'm speaking of in this moment, bitter Bettys, who do have positive fathers in the lives of their children. And it's not about the child, it's about them. They make it about them, and that's the part that I think
their personal shit. But that's not the divide when you talk about why Mother's Day versus Father's Day is so different. When we put these 2 days, 30 days apart, it's very different.
It's very different.
They should have moved Father's Day because people don't have enough time to recuperate from Mother's Day. They should have moved it maybe to July or August.
Because Mother's Day they sell out of everything, and Father's Day you got
nothing. You ain't got shit to go buy at the store because ain't nothing left.
That's because they don't put shit out.
Oh my God.
Right? They don't put shit out.
I remember
Home Depot has a Father's Day aisle in it, as if all dudes works with their hands. I'm like, what the hell is this?
The cutest thing though,
but you gotta stupidest thing ever. Like, hold on, wait a minute. This is so stereotypical. It's ridiculous. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on here?
Get you a tool kit.
Yeah, get a tool belt. I'm like, what the hell I want a tool belt for? I'm like, yo, no.
What you're saying is, when I was 15 and I brought my grandfather, aka my daddy, that tool belt with the tools, and I probably shouldn't have done that.
Your indoctrination. That's all
I was following my. You see,
your indoctrination. That's all you was doing.
Because you know what he said? He told me if I had bought one more tie in that house, he was going to take it and
my father got a lot of ties.
Listen, and I don't even know where that came from. It's like, I understand it.
I know where that came from.
If you wore suits all the time, yes, you can get them a tie. Boom. But you got Father's Day.
That was for church.
In 2023, you got a lot of dudes that can't even find a suit, and you going and buying them a suit, buying them a tie. What is going to go with? You need to get this brother a suit too,
and socks and underwear.
No. Now wait.
That was when I was 10, 11, and 12.
Hold on. Now just imagine for Mother's Day, a child, your mate, your husband walk in the house with a pair of pantyhose, a pair of underwear, and a bra, and says, here's your Mother's Day gift. How would you feel?
Ooh, so how old was I? I had to be between 12 and 15. So this is before his tool belt. He came in and bought Mom a vacuum cleaner. I'll never forget that.
And he got cursed out.
He bought her a Hoover, and it was the Hoover that she'd been talking about, blah, 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 but he bought her a Hoover. And he took such pride in having me wrap that gift, and, we were going to do all. When she opened that joker and her face turned red, I got up. I said, okay, I got to go now. because I knew it was about to be on and popping up in that house. She cussed him from one side of that house all the way to the. How dare you buy me a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah,
And then I was like, oh Lord.
so I say it
Molly the
again.
maid. Molly
Let's
the
answer
maid.
the question. If you received a pair of pantyhose, underwear, and a bra for Mother's Day, what would that do for you?
I've never had that to happen, so I
don't know.
I can't even speak to it.
See,
I can't even speak to it.
This is why I said the bullshit is the bullshit. Because for some
It had
reason,
to be
still
some
today,
sexy lingerie, something sexy.
Yeah,
Right.
I
If it was Vicky's Secrets, or if it was, if it was some see-through stuff, that's a
I
whole
said
different connotation.
a bra,
I
a pair
heard
of
you.
panties, and some pantyhose. That's what I said. Right? I said what
His
I
thigh
said.
highs and his black lace, it's all good.
Some pretty panties or something.
Right. If it's cute,
He's saying bloomers.
He came home
he's
and
talking
he
about some
came.
bloomers.
He
Brandon
came
Bloomers.
home. He came home with a slip wrapped up in a gift bag.
Not a slip, not a whole slip,
A slip.
a half slip or a whole slip.
A whole slip.
Oh, not a whole slip. Who still wears a whole slip in this
Yo,
world? For
listen.
goodness.
The mother on the usher's board.
Yes, God, baby.
Yo,
She better put that slip on.
Listen. I'm
With
sitting
the
here
white tights.
So,
The white.
so when you talk about Father's Day versus Mother's Day, it is so not a comparison
It's not.
because for
It's not,
some
it's
reason
not,
we
it's
get
not.
the short end of the stick
Yeah.
every single year. And I'm not
You
talking
do.
about me personally. I'm just talking
Right.
about
My men in
universally.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah, universally.
Fathers, that's why I said, but I'm more about Dad's Day because I think there's a lot of dads that don't get credit for the village work that they
But
do.
it's getting better though. But it's getting better. I
Lisa,
can
you
say
keep
it.
saying that. You got to give me
It's getting
examples of
better. It's
better.
getting
You got to give me
better.
examples.
No.
Like what's
So-
better?
Here in Virginia
Now-
Beach, they do have that what you call it, that Father's Day cookout thing.
Yeah, the
Alicia?
cookouts. They have the big cookouts everywhere,
Mhm.
all over town, celebrating all the
Hold on,
dads.
stop. Hold on, wait, Alicia, because I think you're overstating. You said all over town. A
Oh,
block
here we
is
go.
not all over
No,
town.
I mean, it's all over town. I mean, it's
Yo.
all over. There be
Yo.
cookouts in every.
One mall does not make up the whole
He
town in
said-
VA. All right, let's not overstate. You said
Well-
all over. Let's
All over
not do
town.
that. Not all over town because that's a very
Well-
small
Well, I
town.
know,
then.
well,
Okay,
well, in New York, we have it in almost all the parks in the borough.
Stop.
In
No,
the
you
boroughs.
don't. No,
Yeah, shit,
it's not.
I know about 3 or 4 that be happening in Brooklyn.
Oh wait, you know how big Brooklyn is? You
Yeah.
know about 3 or 4 of them, and then you calling that all of Brooklyn?
And then
Huh?
and there's
See?
other parts too, but those are the 3 that I go to.
So I'm
You know what I'm gonna do, John? You
Go
know
ahead.
and they
what?
make
Because
a
you're
big
right.
community events.
I'm gonna post an open challenge. I'm gonna
Mhm.
make an open post and invite fathers to comment back to my post I'm gonna do it on Facebook, I'm gonna do it on Instagram and on Twitter.
Mhm.
And let's see how many replies, responses, photos. I'm gonna ask for photos, I'm gonna ask for video,
Mhm.
and let's see if this year, quote unquote, I'm gonna knock on wood, it's gonna be better. Because I agree with Leisha. I have seen where they do a cookout, like the Masons here do a big Father's Day cookout, right?
See, you say big. What's big?
Big
tell
is
me,
like,
tell me
you
what's
know-
big compared to Mother's Day. How many Mother Day
Well,
events are there versus Father's Day?
Okay,
Father's Day
like,
Come on,
events.
man.
Well,
You can't.
well,
It's not a.
It's Mother's
not,
Day
it's not
versus
equal
Father's
right
Day.
now.
No. Listen, I said it's Mother's Day
That's why I
versus
say it's
Father's
getting
Day.
better. That's why I say it's getting better because, like, even one of my girlfriends is like, "Well, I like the Father's Day better. Look, they have a big party out here. There's about 200 people out here in the park. You got everything going on. Everybody's out there having a good time. People here in cars. It's like a whole bunch of events going on." She's like, "Why we can't have this for Mother's Day?" I was like, "They don't. It's too cold for
Cause
Mother's Day. I
y'all,
don't know."
cause y'all go to restaurants, y'all get
But they be
celebrated,
like-
y'all get brunches, y'all got
It's
Mother Day
different. Ooh,
brunches.
Right.
Okay,
First of all-
let's have at it now.
I like
all
a
right?
brunch, but
I'm going to a
See?
brunch on Saturday, and I'm so
Well,
excited.
y'all got have a brunch. You want a brunch?
See? listen. We can walk
Oh,
into any
Dip.
restaurant
You know
on
what?
Father's Day and sit down.
Wait, no, real talk.
Real talk.
Y'all, I just realized that the brunch on Saturday is a Juneteenth brunch. We're
See?
totally
Look at
skipping
that.
over.
It's on
and
over
when-
Father's Day.
It totally
Skipping over
like until you said that and you mentioned brunch.
Now Father's Day getting
See?
overshadowed by
See,
By
by
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. Ain't that
Oh,
something? I'm telling you, man. We
freaking
don't
wow.
we don't get it.
You got to change
But-
Father's Day to September.
But
That's the answer.
no.
Make Father's Day with Labor Day.
We need society to change how they view fathers.
I
That's
agree.
what it comes down
Absolutely.
to.
Yes.
You need
Absolutely.
to change.
Yeah.
But let me say this, and I just want to give a shout out. I come from a neighborhood that Southside Queens, and for the past, damn fellas, don't get upset. I think it's been 14 to 15 years. We've held our annual Father's Day softball picnic, game, barbecue. And we have fathers that come back, participate, hang out. It's always a huge event for us. And that's something which we started, that we started this under the umbrella of showing positive fathers in a positive light on Father's Day. And we take the time out to go and attend and be there, because the whole thing is, because the narrative is that there's no good fathers, quote unquote, out there. And we would be about 50 deep easy every Father's Day doing this. So I say this because the narrative, if we don't start working on changing the narrative, it's not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Us as
Agreed.
people got to start changing the narrative and giving fathers their due. Now, listen, let me say it. There are some horrible fathers out there, without a
And there
doubt.
are some horrible mothers out there as
There's some
well.
horrible mothers out there.
Yes, exactly.
But at the same time, we celebrate mothers on Mother's Day. We don't split the baby and talk about horrible mothers, and all mothers get celebrated.
But why not?
Boom.
Why is that not a conversation, Jay?
Because, you know, what's interesting, and I think what it is that universally the way society has painted the picture is Mother's Day don't get questioned. That's what it comes down to. Father's Day is the day that gets questioned, and oh, is he a good father? Is he this? Is he that?
Is he the
Because,
father?
Is he the father?
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing? Is that where we're going, Alicia?
Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Is he the father?
Wow. We jumped
Ooh.
all the way in there, didn't
Wow. Yo, she just really dropped that bomb in there.
we?
Is
She
he-
ran to that let no, she did what
Yo.
you did. We
Yo.
did this, the running start, get to the ledge, and
Wow.
she Superman that joker. She was
Yo.
like, okay, here I
She
go.
said, is he the father? But
Is
all
he
of
the
that plays a
father?
part of it.
All that
All of it
plays a
plays a
part.
part of it. And unfortunately, like I said, we need to change that, because going forward, you know, we need to pay homage to those that are doing what they need to be doing, and it needs to be equal. I'm not saying that mothers don't do a fantastic job, but
Mhm.
fathers do also. And if you're going to celebrate on Father's Day, celebrate on Mother's Day, just celebrate it. Just make it more universally a bigger day for fathers as well. Go ahead, Alicia, you about to say something?
I was saying, yeah, they should make it. They should make it bigger for fathers. But then right now, like we just stated, Father's Day is now getting overshadowed by Juneteenth.
That's messed
So
up.
now,
That's
which is
so
messed up.
It was so messed up because I honestly forgot that the brunch, like I belong to Brown Skin Brunching, and it's an all girls brown skin thing.
All
Alicia, and I'm gonna
women,
send
look
you.
at that.
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
all-
So,
all
but it-
women.
But that's
Mhm.
for the sisterhood, right? That
Mhm.
part is for the Black women's sisterhood. Alicia,
Mhm.
I'm gonna send you the link so that you
Okay.
can see if you got, because I know they got folks in New York, right? But
Okay.
they chose this Saturday, and there's always a theme. There's always colors. Like one weekend it was lavender, one weekend it was red and white, and this weekend is the 17th, and it's gonna be.
But here's the
Juneteenth
funny
thing.
thing: Juneteenth is on a Monday.
It's on a Monday.
Yes, but they
Mhm.
celebrating as a weekend.
Yeah, but of course, let's overshadow the day that don't
and-
mean
and-
much, because it doesn't mean much.
And,
That's what it is.
I honestly, so let's talk about the weather, y'all. What's happening with the weather? We got all this crazy weather happening. Let's talk about
Yo,
that.
listen.
Do the fathers have anything to do with this weird weather?
Yo, listen, I'm gonna say it, man. It
Good
is
fathers.
sad how we get overshadowed and overlooked.
I agree.
Man. It is wrong. It's wrong.
It
Let's
is.
change this.
Like I was saying earlier, there was this guy who came on a radio program earlier, and he was talking about how he's celebrating being a single father, and he's celebrating being a father and a mother, and they clowned him so bad. And said,
But what? Okay.
you just being you doing what he said. We're not going to celebrate you for doing what you're supposed to be doing. You just being the father. He said we're not going to call you no father and a mother. You just being the father. And they were just
Hold on.
cracking
Hold
all
on.
over
Hold
him.
on. Hold on. I got to step into that one.
Ooh.
So we're not going to celebrate you for doing what you're supposed to be doing, but we celebrate mothers for doing
Doing
what they're supposed to be doing. Okay,
I wasn't gonna say it. I just want to point that out. I
want to
wasn't
make
gonna
sure I
say
got it
it.
right. I just want to
And
make
I wasn't
sure.
gonna say it.
He was like, but I'm a single father and I'm doing the most. They said, so what, sir? You're supposed to be a man up. They just
See? Yeah, listen,
and that's what they said to him.
on a side note, that term need to be removed from everybody's vernacular.
Yeah.
Man up is not a real term. It is not. And at a later date, we can get into that
Yes.
conversation, but we need to remove that because that is so not right. But on the same token, if I'm a single father and I'm putting it out there, and look, just want to put it out there. See how when you run the social media and you throw things out there and the backlash which you get, you're celebrating yourself, and there's going to be people that's going to be sitting there shooting arrows at you for celebrating yourself. Man, listen, I will sit here and praise the men around me that are fathers, that are dads, grandfathers, uncles, done an amazing job. I was raised by an incredible father. And that's why for me, it's important because I think the way I feel, I've been blessed in my life for a lot of things. But the most grace and the most mercy that I've been shown was having children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest blessing that I can really account for is having my children. And not only my children, but the children around me. You know, and that's why I take the village aspect because I can't just dial into my children, but I have to dial into it as a father. I've dialed into all the children around me. I play roles in different people's lives as a father. And that's why it's big for me when I look at it is because of that. And I know men that are around me that they really do the same. And that's important. So that's why I say we need to start uplifting instead of keeping the status quo the way society keeps it. I think that there's a time that we need to start pushing to start uplifting Father's Day to make more presence of fathers.
Well, I am going to give a personal shout out to one of my dear friends. I'm going to tell him to look at this particular podcast. I'm not going to call his whole name, but I'm going to say that E. Brown in Florence, South Carolina, has been an exemplary father to his son. I've known them since his son was 2 years old, and he just graduated from high school with honors. He has supported him in all of his sports and academics. And this kid is getting ready to go to a fantastic college on a scholarship, full ride, because his father has been the driving force. He sacrificed lots, right? He could have moved on and he could have done a whole, my point is people like him need to have shout outs because of the work that he's done and the positive aspect that he's watching him. Other fathers have gravitated to him and his son because they see how he's put the work in. So I'm giving a massive shout out to my friend, my brother, my partner in crime, E. Brown in Florence, South Carolina. This is for you and your boy, because you know I'm team all day long.
Let me ask a question. Is the mother in the child's life too?
I don't know her. E has been my friend for 30 years. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I know him and I know his son.
So he's played a motherly role as well.
And from what I can see, we've been dogs. We ain't no casual acquaintances. We dogs. And whenever I see Pop, their son. If Pop can't make it to an event, it's because son has an event. He is that Pop that shows up for every game. Dude was in track, he was in basketball, he was in everything, and Dad was at every function to his own detriment, right? To his own time, working 12-hour days. He still made sure that baby boy had everything that he needs, and I saw that with my own 2 eyes. So big love, big ups.
That's why I said, and yes, we need to uplift that and keep that going. And if anybody wants to comment and want to shout out somebody on our channel, you can leave comments about them, shout them out right on our page. We will take it because I think that that's what is needed, that we start uplifting fathers and dads and keep this going. And just quickly, what I want to get into is that this term that is always used that I'm not one to use it is stepfather.
Right.
I take that term
Take umbrage
out.
with that.
Yes, because there's no steps. If you're going to be the
Right.
dad, if you're going to be the father, that's your role. And my thing is, it's incredible because I'm going to go this route. In society today, we are more understandable that a child can have two mothers.
Mm,
A child can have two fathers.
Mhm.
right.
But in somewhere in this society, in this world, we have to label a father that have stepped in to take on a role and put a step in front of them.
Right.
I don't understand it. I just don't get it. In this day and age, we don't have to use that word. It's an age-old term and an age-old word. If you have stepped in and now you are playing the role of father or dad, and that's what you are. You're father or dad. You don't need to step. But unfortunately, this is what you hear a lot of times. And as you hear, that's my stepchild.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's your child.
Bonus. I like bonus.
I like bonus too. I like bonus.
I don't even listen. I don't even understand where bonus came from. I don't even know what I mean. Yo, listen.
I'm a bonus mom. I'm a bonus extra.
But why? See. Think about something.
I know, and I know what you're saying. It shouldn't have to be in anything.
Yeah, what makes you extra? I'm like,
because people ask. They be like,
well, no. I see it as a gift. I see it as to me, if another kid looks at me and they consider me a mom, right? And I didn't birth that child and I didn't do anything other than just be present in their life and show up for them. I'm a godmother to kids that I didn't even know I was a godmother to,
doubt.
Right? Real talk. Oh, that's my godmother. Oh, that's so-and-so. But
that's my auntie.
That's my auntie, right? Tons. Is when it comes to steps, it seems it depends upon the nature of the parent's relationship. And it depends upon the nature of the child to that new parent relationship. Because the child does there should be a mutual bond, a mutual affection between those two to create that relationship that takes it from I married your father or I'm with your mother or whatever the case is. There has to be a bond building between that new person and that kid. They have to feel loved and accepted and appreciated. And there are young people, kids to middle adults that don't always do that, babe. We have to be cognizant of that.
I totally understand that. But what I see is that it comes down to the dynamic of the two adults, how they set things up. That's really what it comes down to. Right. If you walk in the door and you're open to be a step, then a lot of times you're gonna get stepped on or stepped over. Because your title is step. So I'm going to step over you. I'm going to step on you. No, if you walk in and you step understand that you're walking in
to fight you
to a role of taking on the duties of a father, taking on the duties of a dad.
I know.
That's what it is. So listen, we got to get out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for listening in. We appreciate you. This is Deck Life. I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I'm Lisa, and I'm going to always say what the hell I say. Period.
She's definitely wrote it. I can definitely contest to that one. Peace out, y'all. Take it easy.